Greetings, Geeslings. Geeshin Prime here with my review of One Piece Chapter 887. Somewhere, someone is wishing for your happiness. Which, we found out what that meant, which sadly it came at the cost of, or at least presumably at the cost of a character's life. But we'll get to that later. Cover story, Straw Hat Grand Fleet, Ideo's group, they have gotten their ship constructed and they got out of there, leaving the other two crews, the ones that they found fighting, the Long Arm and Long Leg tribes, crews. They just left them, and it's like, yeah, we don't really care, you can solve your own problems. So yeah, that was kind of funny. They're possibly just trapped on that island now. But anyway, the story proper starts with Capone's ship is being surrounded, continued from the last chapter, in the harbor. Calls for his surrender. He's not doing it. He just keeps pushing towards the shore, and everyone's like, what is he doing? Just to reveal, the Nostra Castello is an amphibious ship, which, when we first saw it, I took note that it looked like it had tank treads on the side, and I was like, are they just stylized paddle wheels? And I was not wrong. That's really what they are for, but they have the second function of taking on the land. So that was a nice little reveal. And of course he would probably have something like that. Oven seemed to be shocked. It's like, what kind of trick is this? Be it that I know amphibious vehicles probably are not that common in the One Piece world, but really? I mean, Big Mom has almost unlimited resources, and this thought has never come across anybody's mind before. I mean, she's gotten her hands on military facility blueprints of those facilities. I worded that wrong. And she's never gotten a hold of an amphibious vehicle before. Whatever. Anyway, it kind of leaves everyone dumbfounded by this reveal, so they started getting mowed down by just being run over or being shot by the fire tank pirates on the sides. And, Capone's like, hey, you were barely caught by Oven, right? It's like, well, come on, load up the cake, we're getting out of here. And everyone's like, what? Wait, how are we supposed to do that? This thing's freaking heavy and it's large. What do you want us to do? So Sanji just loads it up by kicking it in the air, and the ships continue to go forward, so the cake just lands on it. So, nice. Everyone was shocked by that. Pudding is elated. Yet again, another nosebleed with her. She's like, oh, Sanji. Which yet again proves that Pudding x Sanji is one true pairing. I mean, they're so much alike, it's getting to be ridiculous. Because she's fainted and passed out from nosebleeds as much as Sanji did during Fishman Island. So, but anyway, they review the new plan of, now that they've got the cake loaded, they're going to take the ship through the town, probably destroying some houses along the way. Capone was actually like, I'm sorry, we're going to have to destroy a few houses. Pudding's like, it's the only choice we have. To the north or southeastern shore. Oven's hubris of wanting to stop them gets him run over. And then we see a joyous Pound waving to a laughing peasant while the Nostra takes it back to the sea. Sanji notices that the ocean's getting hotter, or that things are just in general getting hotter. Vito informs him that the ocean's acting weird. There's floating fish in the water. It's boiling. This ain't good. Capone's like, I know who this is. There's only one person. It's Oven. He was on the dock, sticking his arms into the water, which I didn't even think about it, that he's probably not feeling so well doing that. But, it's only part of his body, not his whole body. And which really, why is there even a dock still there? Unless maybe I just overlooked that the ship, like, jumped the dock. But it should have, like, destroyed that on its re-entry into the sea. But anyway, he's standing on, or kneeling on the dock, heating up the water, which I'm no scientist when it comes to thermodynamics, but how is he heating it up so much to where it is... killing the fish is one thing, the sea kind of bubbling and steaming is another thing, but the ship itself was actually being damaged. The treads were melting. One of them looked like it exploded. I don't get how he's doing that, especially at the distance he's doing it from. And, everyone's panicking because the cake ingredients could be ruined because of this additional heat. But then Pez starts laughing. And I thought this was the nicest moments of the whole chapters. The Pez and his Grandpappy Pound. There's a connection between them that they may not even be fully, or at least Pez might not be fully aware of, but he seemed to be more aware than everyone else, for that matter. Which, early observation hockey, something like that, I don't know. But anyway, he sees Grandpappy Pound striking Oven over the head with a club or something. It only angers him more. I mean, Pound has a sad track record when it comes to dealing with Oven. Then it goes back over to the ship. Chiffon and the chefs are like questioning who Pound is. It's like, what is he doing? Oven goes to confront Pound, accusing him of wanting to kill his, as they said in the translation, which it would not be his son-in-law. That would be his stepson. Pound would be the stepfather to any of Big Mom's children, so why do they keep saying son-in-law? I don't... Weird translation. But Pound is just kind of looking fondly at his family as they're leaving. We get a flashback to Lola and Chiffon's birth, which was only 26 years ago. They are literally younger than I am. I don't get that. And Big Mom's telling Pound that she's done with him now that they're born, so now we know how that all works. Presumably that's with all the husbands. Or at least most of them. And he was wearing a crown, which makes me wonder, was he a king from like a small kingdom? Or was it just because he was married to her and she's the queen of Totland? I would assume more that than the former, but One Piece can be intricate. And while he was lost in thoughts about Chiffon's life, how he wasn't there for her, he wishes her congratulations for her wedding and marriage, and why he didn't mention the birth of her child, I don't know. Oven approaches him from behind with a flaming halberd and presumably kills him. Manga, why you gotta keep doing this? Last week it was Night Eye, and now it's poor Pound, and I'm not happy. We later see a bloody blade, which I kept looking back and forth, and it might not be the same blade, but I doubt that. Chiffon seems to notice something is wrong, and Pez was crying. So she took note to it, but I don't know at the distance that they would have been able to see it. Elsewhere, at some point, Big Mom started chasing the Straw Hats again. I don't get how that was. And then, finally, back on the Nostra, Sanji tells them it's time to start decorating, so, yeah. And that was about it. I mean, overall, towards the end, I found, some problems with it. Like the Straw Hat bit, it's starting to get tiresome that they don't really ever seem to do anything anymore, After the whole thing of them escaping Big Mom, tsunami, and all that stuff, they really haven't done anything. They just get like these little 1 to 2 panel interactions. Meanwhile, on the Sunny, and then whoop, right back into the plot. like, leave that for the end to kind of give like a, oh, is something going to happen next week? No, because then they just immediately snap back to something else, which they could have finished before they did that. So I didn't like that structure. I haven't liked that structure for a while. So yeah. Also, why is Big Mom chasing them again? She was on Nuts Island the last time we saw her, and I don't know if they were even anywhere close to there. So, I mean, she was kind of chasing Luffy at one point because Perospera's like, Mama, look, there he is. There's Straw Hat. Go for him. So unless she left the island and just they happened to be passing by, I don't know. I'd like a little explanation to that. But overall, I mean, the chapter was good. I enjoyed it, had some laughs, nice comedy bits, a good little bit of action. There was emotional sentiment in there with the whole Pound things. The little flashbacks were nice to emphasize like what was kind of every time there's flashbacks that are tearful and stuff, someone's going to die. It's just how some of these things work sometimes. But overall, I'll keep the score of a 4 just because of some of the structure of the chapter kind of got to me. And but overall, it was good. I just really loved the Pez and Pound moments. Those were my favorites. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Quiche Lings, roll out.